Hey everybody, today we are going to go over Beyer headsets. These are the DT108s, the single muffs. These are the DT109s, double muffs. I'm going to show you how to do a little mechanical fix up on them really quickly. For this routine, we'll need the following tools. We need a greenie, we need a bluey or a small Phillips, we need a medium flathead screwdriver, and we need a multimeter and the Beyer parts kit. And we're going to pull out all the headsets that need a little bit of work. You see this one? That one is missing the mic cage and the foam. This is what I'm looking for. Right here, there's a little bit of a gap. And as you twist that, you see the way that comes up? That's showing me that these two screws are backing out. This one is going to go onto the bench. Other things I'm looking for are a broken mic cage, old foam, worn out ear pads, worn out boom brakes, tape holding it together, anything like that. Before I begin to break down this headset, I really want to know a few things. Is the talk circuit continuous? Is the listen circuit continuous? What is the relative health of the components? Okay, we're here on the bench, and this is the 5-pin connection for every Beyer headset. The pins in order are shield, talk, ground, listen, listen. Pins 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pin 1 and 2 are shield and talk. That will carry the microphone circuit. Pin 3 is the ground, and 3 to 4 will measure one of the listen circuits, and 3 to 5 will measure the other listen circuit, but only if it's a DT109 double muff. Okay, we've got our multimeter here set right here. I'm going to put it on ohms of resistance. Then I'm going to touch pins 1 and 2 right here, and we're going to measure what the microphone is looking like. I'm seeing 189.7. A brand new mic element will read just shy of 200 ohms. Any reading between about 182 to 200 ohms tells me that I'm okay with that mic. Let's go to the first listen circuit. I'm reading 52.3. Anything between about 52 and 60 ohms is good. An open circuit means a broken wire. And we'll go to the second listen circuit, and that's a 52.2. Both of those listen circuits are complete. That means this headset is both talking and listening, and its components are relatively healthy. Okay, now we have some idea what's going on inside the headset. We know if the wires are continuous, and we know if the circuits are complete, and we know the relative health of the components. I do this every time the same exact way. Build muscle memory. Here we go. First thing we want to do is pop off this little cover, and using your greenie, put it in there and just give it a little pop. That'll come right off. Using a medium-sized flathead, we can spin off this boom brake right here. And then this is where these two screws are. We're looking to tighten these two up, because once this base separates, these start to come out very quickly. So then the next piece of the puzzle is wrap this wire underneath the bottom right there. Then reattach this boom brake, looking for that pin, and that pin goes in this side right here. Key to this is, as you're tightening this screw, you want to loosen the brake. So the screw goes to the right, the brake goes to the left. That'll get the brake on there good and tight. You never want to tighten the screw with the lock tight. You always want the lock all the way loose to get that screw in tight. And then we just replace the cap. Test the boom brake. If the brake holds like that, we move on. If the brake slips and fails, then we replace the brake. If that happens when you're tightening your brake, then the brake is worn out. These two pieces need to be replaced. The next piece is the tension on the microphone. Take the greenie, pop this little tiny cover off. Put your greenie in there and pop it like that. There she is. That's the tensioning for the microphone. You always get a little bit out of that, and then just replace that cap. The mic should stay in place wherever you put it. If it doesn't, we'll replace that tensioning. Next thing, we go in. We're going to look at the microphone. Take off that cover, snap this off, right there. Notice a couple of things. One, there's no heat shrink on that ground, and we would like to see that. So whenever you're replacing these, I want you to remember to put the heat shrink on that. Also, we want to check the gap that's in between these two tabs. Sometimes it's a little bit fat with solder, or there's corrosion that builds up right in the middle there. So we want to just separate that with our little greenie. And then this one was missing. It's microphone cage and it's foamy. So we'll take those from the Beyer kit, put them in like that. This definitely goes on a certain way. You can mess this up. Yes, this is true. As I'm messing it up, put that on like that. Snap, snap. You snap that back on. Replace the cap. Just like that. Always wrap that up. And then I like to wrap the Velcro around the boom arm. Why? Because that keeps it from getting snagged and pulling the boom arm when the drawer opens. And there we go. Everything's working on it. Next. To replace this pad, first give it a little stretch. Then we're going to hook this end on there like that, both sides, and then hold it in place with your finger, just like that. All right, so that side's hooked on, that side's hooked on, and you're just going to roll these last two corners. Then take a greenie or a bluey and just roll the edge, just like that. Rolls right around there. And just roll the edge. Just like that, and it rolls right around the edge like that. Okay, so this one I found in the bin, and it's missing this pad. Since you still have this on here, and you still have the pin in there, all we got to do is replace the pad. This one's simple. Done. Doesn't take much to keep these in good shape. Once I get a bunch of these fixed up, first thing I want to do is I want to take a bunch of the handheld single muffs, and I want to take these out and go swap them with all of the handhelds. I want to take the ones that I just fixed up, and I want to put them out in the field and get those ones that are on all the handhelds, which are probably the ones that are the most dirty of all of them, and bring them back and do that to the same thing on the bench. Then I also want to take the double muffs out to the hard cameras. We can get all these done, fix them first, take these out, swap them out, bring the other ones back, and do it all again. Thank you. Have a good show, and I'll see you out on the road.